Hello, viewers of the spell, and welcome to part 5 of What If Asta Was in Fairytale. Sorry for not uploading this series for a while. A couple things before we get started is I am trying a new style where I do less editing. You get a more raw product, but you get it more often. My real life schedule is just getting too hectic for me to be putting out the stuff frequently every so often, especially if I want to do more than one series, which I do want to do. So this is just going to be what's going to have to happen until a little bit later down the road. The second thing is I have started a anime what if subreddit, link in the description, where I hope that people can go, enjoy, share their what if ideas, their what ifs, try to make a place where the what if community can come together, because when I was looking to try to share my content, I found the options I had very limiting, especially since not always, but a good percent of the time, it seems that the official groups, at least on Reddit, don't like what ifs. They kept getting removed. But let's get on to the video. Previously on What If Asta Was in Fairytale, they managed to beat the members of Eisenwald. And the Magic Council actually wasn't able to prosecute Fairytale since most of the damage hadn't happened yet. So Fairytale's currently considered heroes, which did get on the Magic Council's bad side. We flash 1 week into the future, where we see Urza and Natsu preparing to fight. The crowd cheered them on, with cheers like, "Go get 'em! You can win!" With Mirror Jane saying, "Urza, don't hurt him too much." Natsu turning around and just saying, "That sounds like you have a lot of faith in me." With Asta just coming up saying, "Just remember, Natsu, surrender if she's beating you up too badly." Natsu just responded with, "You too!" as he just humphed, with Happy being the only one saying, "You can do it, Natsu! You can beat her!" With Lucy walking up asking, "What's going on?" Gray, filling her in, would just say that Natsu and Urza are fighting. Lucy, suddenly having a horrified expression, saying, "In town?" as they swung towards each other. Flash forwarding an hour later, Makarov was giving them a lecture. 3 counts of burning entire homes down, 2 fires, and 30 different bills of property damages. What do you have to say for yourselves? Urza just saying, "My apologies, Master. We got wrapped up in the fight." And Natsu just responding, "Sorry, Gramps. Went a little overboard." Makarov would just humph. "At least you made sure not to hurt anyone. Other than that, the damages were minimal and the buildings were insured." As things started calming down, the spectators of the fight were disappointed since Makarov had broken up the fight before the property damage had gotten too bad. Urza had only a couple scratches, and Natsu had multiple bruises. Urza had apparently whacked him with a hammer she had summoned. Everyone got situated and ordering drinks. Lucy asked Asta, "Is Natsu gonna be okay? He seems down." Asta would just say, "Yeah. He's just gotta take care of his ego a little. This isn't the first time he's lost to her. I'm starting to think he might be thinking he's up against a wall." He would just shrug. In his thoughts, he would just remember Yami always said, "Surpass your limits," but that doesn't do too much when you both are surpassing your limits. As he sensed something, as he pulled out his Demon Dweller sword, Gray asked, "Asta, why are you doing that?" As he started getting sleepy. "Oh, that's why." As he collapsed onto the floor. Almost everyone else was having the same thing. Natsu just walked up to the front of the bar to sit down on a bar stool next to the guildmaster. Mistigan would walk in. He would greet Master Makarov and Asta. I see you make sure to stay awake every time I come by. Asta would just respond, yeah. He always gave me headaches after I woke up. While he made sure the Demon Dweller sword was touching his leg. Asta would just tell Mistigan that, you know they would be fun if they saw your face, right? You didn't have to keep hiding it. Mistigan would just tell him, you know the exact reason why I need to. Before taking a job request. And walking out the door. Asta would just shrug. As before Mistigan could walk out the door, Makarov would just say, lift your spell before you leave. I don't want to have to ask Asta to try to wake everyone up. As Mistigan walked out. About 30 seconds later, everyone would begin waking up. Lucy would ask who that was. Gray would explain that it was Mistigan, and that he put everyone to sleep every time he came to get a job. No one's ever seen his face. As Loxus would just shout down below that he's seen his face. Asta too. And that he can't believe you all fell for his little sleep magic trick. You must be so weak. As Natsu took offense to this and just said, come down here and fight me, Loxus. Loxus would just say, oh, you come up here. Natsu just said, yeah, and I will. As before he could get up there, Makarov would knock Natsu down. As Makarov would just say, the top floor is forbidden for you. Only S-class wizards can go up there. Or do I need to remind you? As under Makarov's fist, Natsu would just respond, yes, master. As Makarov just cheered up, good. Now, Loxus, stop antagonizing him. Just because you're one of the strongest wizards here doesn't mean you get to tell everyone else they're weak. Loxus would just huff at this and walk away. Gray would ask Asta, wait, you've seen Mistigan's face? As Asta just said yes. But before he asked, he's not going to tell Gray or anyone else who asked what Mistigan's face looks like. It's not his place to say. Mistigan will show them if he decides to. As Kana also said, wait a minute, I remember. You never get knocked out by him. Asta would just shrug, holding his sword, saying, yeah, one of the benefits of my power. As Lucy would ask Mary Jane what S-class wizards were, and get the same explanation as in canon. Later that day, Natsu would come up with a plan. He would take an S-class quest, complete it with a team, and then prove to Master that they were capable of becoming S-class wizards. But which one? As he discussed it with Happy, he decided that they would need to grab the least difficult one, and one they felt comfortable that they could complete. As waiting until most people had gone to sleep or were too busy at the guild hall, Happy would sneak onto the second floor. Looking through job requests, he would find ones for slaying demons, creatures that were once worshipped as gods, and even one saying something about purging the books of Zareth, and another one about then asked them to lift the curse of Galuda Island by destroying the moon. Happy, not seeing any better options, decided to take that one. He would believe he hadn't been seen, but unknowingly, a yellow-haired man who had decided to take a nap on a sofa on the upper floor had seen him. Loxus. He decided not to say anything. It would spoil the fun. As Happy would go back to Natsu, as Natsu would look over the job request. He would say, perfect, but who to take with us? He thought for a second. Lucy. They do say that one of the rewards is a gate key. That could get her involved, and her abilities with magic would be an asset. And he also decided that Asta would need to come too. His anti-magic abilities would be very good at breaking curses, and Natsu would be the overwhelming physical force behind the group. He would decide he should talk to Lucy first. Almost the exact same interaction would happen as in canon, with Lucy deciding to join them. Natsu, knowing that Asta wouldn't be for cheating a quest, decided to purposely tear the job request, removing most of the S-Class, so it would just look like a discolored piece of paper. Lucy would be surprised that they're going to Asta's house, as they found he lives just outside of town in a hut. Inside, everything was fairly neat and put away. Asta, with a clear head of bed hair, would ask what they wanted. Natsu would just say we got a job request, and that they should probably leave right now to complete it. Asta would just see the amount and not really question it too much, since he couldn't see the S-Class seal, as all three of them would depart for Galuna Island. The next morning, Mary Jane would be checking the job requests on the second floor as she found one of them was missing. All S-Class quests had to be confirmed with the guild before they were taken, and knowing that no one had cleared it, she ran down to tell Makarov. When she told him, he spit out his coffee. Now, I hope you like this video. I am changing up styles a little bit. And if you think this is an interesting concept, please like, share, and subscribe. Sharing and commenting does help with both the algorithm and getting this video out there. I have also created an Anime What If subreddit, so if you wouldn't mind checking that out, I hope it will be a place where people can share what if ideas, their own content, their own fan fiction, and even memes about fan fiction. Frankly, there's only one member at the moment, and that's myself. So, if you wouldn't mind joining, that would be much appreciated. Helping me grow the community, so the What If community has a place to get together and talk. And with that being said, this is the Spellry signing off.